Okay, welcome back, guys. I swear I have missed you guys. I have missed you guys a lot. This past week has been so boring because I didn't record a video for you guys and I felt so terrible. I felt bad, but I was so tired. I was so drained. This August entirely has been so draining, so fucking draining entirely. Hang on with me to the end of the video so that you can see why I said it's draining. This month has been draining. Remember, I talked about JPY, but JPY sells. Now, this pair, you see all the pairs on my list here. I'm going to start from last week. I'm going to do a weekly recap of last week, and I'm going to do a weekly recap of this week. This month has been trash, like not literally trash in the markets though, but I would say trash personally. I haven't been managing everything properly, which is terrible. On this challenge I'm doing is let me say is the first thing I'm doing publicly. So it's crazy, it's just crazy because the whole trying not to fail at the same time, I'm human, so trying not to fail, trying to do everything as nice as I can. So without further ado, don't forget to like and subscribe, you know the drill, and let's dive into the video. Okay, now let me check, what did I take, what was I think if you watched the last video before this one, that's you watched the last video, you know that we analyzed the pairs we analyzed last week. There were a lot of pairs, but I know that ADJPY was there, GBP AUD was there, Euro JPY was there. In fact, all the JPYs were there literally, but last week I fucked up on JPY because remember last week I said I wanted to sell CAD JPY, Euro JPY, AUD JPY, but I didn't talk about GBP JPY. And I didn't talk about GBP JPY because I knew that GBP JPY was meant to buy, because there was this zone up here that I knew that price had to come and tap. You understand? So I think price was around here. When was that? I think price was around here-ish. I don't know. Price was around here. It was still down here. So price hadn't had this pullback here. But I knew that price had to buy and clear this zone. So as I saw that this was meant to happen, I now removed this one and picked others. But what I forgot was that JPY's pairs correlate because of the JPY at the back of the pair of each pair. JPY pairs do correlate, so I fucked up. It's really my mess up. I blame myself entirely, because if I had taken account of the correlation properly, I would have avoided the losses I took on JPY trying to sell JPY. So as you all that are following me on Twitter know that I took CAD JPY last week. I caught only this position because that was the one I was interested in. CAD JPY, it got to this place almost at my area of interest, but I saw this retest of the EMA. I didn't take this, but I could have taken those. Okay, now let me put them back. I'll also tell you the reason why I missed it and why I didn't take it. Now, this position I took on the CAD JPY, I took the sell. That's last 2 weeks. That's the beginning of this month, as you all know, the week of my last video. So I took this trade. I was monitoring it. I entered the trade after this rejection from the EMA. The trade looked nice, but I guess it's because of that GBP JPY that I had to buy up to that zone before this pair could sell. So I missed these positions here because I didn't have JPY on my list last week, because I knew that JPY had to come and tap that zone I wanted it to tap. I had to buy up to that zone, but as of Monday, price hadn't tapped that zone. I think price tapped that zone on Tuesday. It was around up here. I knew it had to come and clear this high. Price tapped. This happened on Tuesday. Look at it down here. On Tuesday, yeah. So as price did this on Tuesday, I knew that yes, now that other JPY pairs are now allowed to like have that sell-off move, right? So I was meant to catch these JPY sells this week, last week, but I didn't add JPY because this pair hadn't tapped this one I wanted it to tap, which ended up tapping on Tuesday, and I then missed all the JPY sells that happened this week. Though I attempted to take one, which was breaking my rules. So I closed the trade in drawdown, but we'll get there. Follow me to the end of the video. You will see, you understand the whole story. So this video is going to be kind of long. It's going to be kind of long because it's just like a compilation of last week's video, and so it's going to be kind of long. So stay with me, stay with me now. The first one we took was GBP AUD. GBP AUD, remember we said that week, if you watch my last video, on the last video we said that GBP AUD, where they pull back into this zone to sell. That's exactly what we did. That's exactly what we did. We pulled back into this zone, gave us a rejection, gave us our entry, and we sold. But then we were targeting a 1 to 2 weeks to reward. That was here, exactly at this point here. This was a 1 to 2 weeks to reward. As price got to 1:1.8 are in profits. Like we're I think like 8 pips shy. This is like 89 pips. Like we're like 10 pips shy of our TP. I was really anticipating that price will hit that TP, but and then we set our break even, because why I set my break even was because of this zone I saw here. This zone I saw, this build up I saw here. I saw this kind of support level here that price was respecting, right? So when I set my TP here, I was like, okay, that let me round this up to 1:2 weeks to reward, so that it will be like a round figure, right? So price, I now set my break even because I know that we are at this a very interesting level that price can actually reject from, right? So I set my break even because of that. My break even was at this point where I wrote break even here. My break even was at this point, and before I slept, I crashed. I was very knocked out. Next thing I woke up, price already at my break even. That was crazy. So you see the break even on the screen. I hit break even. Next thing, price went straight from my 1 to 2 weeks to reward, I guess. No, that was, so I think target was here. I don't know where. I think I have the picture on my Discord. Okay, yeah, I think this is the picture here. This is when he hit my break even and stuff. I could have entered another position on this trade, but due to that I saw this support level here that I was respecting, I just ignored the trade. But where I would have added another position was here, but that one aside, that was the first trade. That was a break even. First trade of that last week, that was a break even. Then we have the next trade was CAD JPY. That's the CAD JPY I was explaining at the beginning of the video. I explained to you guys that why I entered this trade. I saw it. I saw this pullback, saw this rejection, saw this EMA, saw everything, saw this push. It was very nice. But I guess if I had taken account of that JPY, that GBP JPY, I talked about the correlation. If I had taken account of that, then yeah, I would have avoided this loss, because if you notice this, after hitting my stop loss, it came rallied above a bit and crashed down, and it's still going to keep dumping. So it's definitely going to be among our new pairs for this new week we are about to enter. But that one aside, let me finish doing the trade recap, then I'll tell you guys what's the plan. The next trade we took was EUR/JPY. This trade was a very high risk trade, as I specified on my Twitter. I said this trade was a very high risk trade. I knew that it was a risk because I entered because of this kind of evening star formation here. But I'll not do this again. I was testing this out. I haven't seen this type of setup before on this particular pair. I haven't seen it before. This evening star formation wasn't healthy. It wasn't something that would take, not my normal type of evening star formation or normal type of entry. But I went low risk on it. I specified on my Twitter this is a very high risk trade because I haven't taken such a setup before. But it was my plan entirely. I wanted to sell. If you want to know where I dropped the trade ideas, I dropped on my Twitter. So don't forget to follow my Twitter, because if you check my Twitter, I didn't post on YouTube, but I posted on my Twitter. I posted trade ideas on my Twitter. So I posted this trade idea. I was looking for price to have this pullback into this level and give me a rejection, then I'll sell. So this pullback happened, but this rejection wasn't healthy enough for me. I entered because I took after this bearish candle, because I'm like, okay, this bearish candle wants to show me signs of continuation to the downside. Price runs more profit and then reverse to my stop loss. Okay, that was the second trade of the week. I think that was second trade of the week, and that was all, because I don't take more than four trades in a week. And I think the last trade I took to close out the week was NZD USD. I took this trade. Where are you? NZD USD shit. Okay, I deleted the position because I wasn't interested in it this new week. This last week that passed. I think I took the position from here, yeah. Then my stop loss was here. Then my take profit was down here. I took it on a Friday. So if you all have been following me for a while, know my weekend rule. You all know my weekend rule. It was not. It didn't fit into my weekend rule criteria. So I closed the trade at break even. I'll add the screenshot. I closed it at break even. I was hoping that it was more profit so that I can recover a little bit from inside the week, but I couldn't do that. The price kept on ranging, consolidating, and all that very slow. It was last session of the week, so that was how I closed at break even. Two losses last week. That's last 2 weeks. I took two losses, so that was how I ended the week. So now fast forward into this new week. I'm very sorry. There are other trade ideas on my Twitter. So if you want to get more trade ideas, go to my Twitter, please, and I will try not to miss another video for you guys. I'm very, very, very sorry. Don't forget to like and subscribe too. So now onto the next pair we have. Okay, that's this next trades now are this week's pairs. Now we're into this week's trade recap. The first trade was Euro NZD. Where are you? Euro NZD was, let me say, I entered and I closed the trade kind of. I went, I think normal risk, but I closed some kind of a break even. I'll add the screenshot here because I saw, let me see, this was all I was looking for. This new week's pairs, this new week's pairs was on my Twitter. I didn't post on here because I was tired, I was knocked out. I've said this several, I'm very sorry, but this was the bias of last week. I wanted to sell off this point here after a pullback here. As a pullback, I saw this rejection, very, very beautiful rejection. I couldn't catch this first position because I was knocked out, I was asleep, so I missed the position, but price got here and started rejecting. So I entered, immediately price got here and I closed out. At the screenshot here, I lost a bit, I lost a little bit and I closed out. So what happened was, okay, I was looking for new entries, right? I was looking for a new entry, so I was looking for a new rejection on this point here somewhere. Let me pull back, give me another rejection, I'll enter, because I know some other people that messaged me telling that they cut the trade. I was happy, but at the end of the trade, I don't know if they held up to this point. I don't know if they closed out, but the trade then reversed. So when I saw this wick out here, I was like, okay, this might be a wick out. So I now said, okay, let me wait, because I now noticed this level that it is respecting here. See this some level of resistance, support, very nice. And it also pulled back here and rejected all the way out. So I saw this level that it was respecting. So I'm like, okay, let me wait for a break under this level and retest. Then I will look for sales to enter. But price never broke the zone, so I avoided that loss. Very, very beautiful. Like this week I was just dodging bullets like crazy. So now on to the next pair of the week. I'm reading this directly from my trade history. So next pair we took was USD CAD, but the USD CAD was my number one pair for last week. Very, very, very solid, beautiful trade. But long story short, I missed the trade. I missed this August is trash. Like literally, I just be calling the moves. I've been missing the moves. Months literally trash. Like literally, not market wise, but let me see. Personally, I'm just messing up. I don't even know. So last week we marked up this zone. I didn't make a video for you guys. I'm very, very sorry again. I can't apologize enough. So price had this move, we had this pullback, we saw this daily morning star formation, saw the retest of the EMA, very, very solid and beautiful trade, but we missed the trade. Okay, we took the trade after this engulfing candlestick here. We took the trade after this engulfing, and our stop loss was somewhere here. So what I'm guessing like 1 to 2 weeks to reward. But price got here. I knew that price was going to reject this zone. That was this zone here. I said it on my Twitter. I knew that price was going to reject this zone. So when price got here, I exited the trade at break even. That's why you see my stop loss. I brought it up to where I exited, right? So I exited the trade. So this was where I was meant to catch the next trade, and guess what again? I was knocked out. Like I actually bought an alarm clock. I actually got an alarm so that I can set it to like the particular times where I'm waiting for a particular setup so that it can really wake me literally, because I missed this trade again. This is where I would have entered maybe on this week, targeting a 1 to 2. Maybe I would have closed out this trade. Maybe I was supposed to have closed out this trade, I guess. Then next week I'll look for re-entries. My plan for this new week is that this pair will have some kind of pullback, retest this EMA, give me another rejection, then I'll find a way to scale it, right? To keep buying, to keep buying. So I'm still interested in this pair for next week. So now I hope you guys are following me. We haven't cut any win. We haven't all the wins. We have missed all the wins. This win would have been nice for this week, but we missed this win. Okay. Fast forward to where I broke my rules this week. I broke my rules this week, guys. You guys should write in the comments. You guys should write in the comments what you think I should do to myself for breaking my rules. Also, I keep forgetting to say this. If you guys have any questions, have any pairs you want me to break down into maybe next week or so, don't forget to put it in the comment section. Write it in the comments. Let me know that you want me to break down this and want me to explain something to you. I'll try my most possible best, the best of my ability, to explain to you in the most broken down way I can. So that one aside, don't forget that one aside. That's what was where I broke my rules on AUDJPY. Okay, when I broke my rules on AUDJPY, I have missed a lot of trades on this AUDJPY. It hurts. It stings my heart. My heart is in pain, man. But so when I missed this trade. I took this trade actually, but I missed the trade. I closed the trade in drawdown because now I took this trade on a Tuesday, right? No, on a Tuesday. This was the same Tuesday that GBP hit that zone I wanted it to hit. That I knew that when it hit this zone to allow other JPY pairs to sell, right? So I took this. I still executed this trade. I think I have the screenshot somewhere. Yeah, I think I have the screenshot somewhere. Yeah, see the screenshot here. This is a screenshot of the AUDJPY. I took the screenshot, I entered the trade, I raised 1% as usual. I was confident, but I was breaking my rules. So anytime I break my rules, my conscience does judge me. My conscience is just there telling me, bro, you're doing a bad thing, bro. Stop. So when I took this, and anytime I break my rules, I keep checking on the trade. I don't set and forget. I keep checking on the trade because it wasn't part of my plan. It wasn't part of I didn't plan to take that trade that week. So anytime I break my rules, I'm always like skeptical and scared and checking on the trade. So that was what happened on AUDJPY. I was checking on the trade always and stuff, which led me to closing this trade in drawdown. So I closed this particular trade in drawdown, and it was very sad because this trade ended up, as you all saw, is in profit right now. Very sad movement. But I missed this particular trade last 3 weeks, I guess, and I'm missing this one again. Like this 4R here. This is like how many R on this? This is like 1:2, almost 1. It's like 1 to 2 R on this. I've missed this. I missed this guy, and I missed this guy again. I even lost on this guy. That was crazy. So I missed like, pour me water. I'm tired, man. It's crazy. This trading is hard, man. It's hard, but at the same time, we move. That means I'm still accumulating losses this week. This month, I have not actually gotten any nice win. So now, fast forward to the next pair. I think that's UOCHF. That was the next pair I took. If you want to see these pairs in real time, don't forget to follow me on Twitter so that you can actually see my trade ideas. Maybe the time I didn't post here, but I'll try not to miss posting here again. So that it's not as easy as it looks, but it's fine. Let's see. Let's go. So I missed this trade. Sorry, I caught this trade at the same time. I exited this trade on time. Okay, I saw that on the daily that we needed to have a pullback. This was also a very high risk trade. a very high risk trade, and high risk trade I normally go low risk on them, right? It's a trade that was possible, but very high risk trade, right? So this trade was among my trade ideas I posted. A very high risk trade though. This market had a push, so I was expecting a pullback, right? A pullback to like this zone to continue the buys. So price sadly never had that pullback. I was on this trade. I know this high risk trade, your eyes have to actually be active. You have to be very active. So when I saw this rejection here, I saw this pullback, saw this wick sweep this one. I'm like, I entered off this engulfing here. So when I saw that this trade was respecting this zone and instead rejecting here, that was what made me to close this position here in like 50% drawdown. That was like these 9 pips. I was risking like 20, yeah. So that like I instead of 9 pips, I saved myself like extra 15 pips loss. So I closed in drawdown and I now said, okay, I'm going to wait for this zone to be broken and then wait for a retest to enter. So price got this zone, respected it again. Didn't broke it, but didn't really break it how I would like, and then didn't give me the retest I would want, and it broke out of it. So this is the advantage of like knowing how to react to price, knowing how to react and adapt. So I guess that's all the trades I've taken so far. Yeah, that's all of the trades I've taken so far in the past 2 weeks. So I hope you guys are still following me to this currently, because I don't know what I should break down. I think I really other trade ideas on the Twitter. I wanted to sell Euro USD. I wanted to sell USD, but it never gave me what I wanted. So I never sold Euro USD. Which other pair was there? Okay, I'm coming. Which other pair was there? Euro GBP. Yes, yes. Sorry, guys. I'm getting confused. Let me now go to the pairs this week. Let me talk about the pairs. I broke down. I almost forgot. I've talked about Euro CHF. I've talked about Euro NZD. I've talked about USD CAD. Euro GBP. Yeah, I wanted to sell Euro GBP, right? I wanted to sell you wanted to pull back to this zone. Because this zone is a very nice level of resistance, and so on and so forth. If you go to the past, you see resistance, support. I remember, funny enough, I think I remember taking a trade here. This is 2023. I remember taking, yeah, see here, look at it down here. 2023. I remember taking a trade here, a sell. I think I caught this whole sell in 2023. So it was actually crazy. Nice. So now this was another sell I'm trying to repeat on this same zone. Price never pulled back, but hit our TP perfectly to the T, hit our TP perfectly. CAD CHF, I was interested in buying after it pulled back to this zone, but price pulled back. Let me see, price was here, price pulled back, price never gave us the entry we would like, so we never took the trade. GBP I wanted to buy. GBP never pulled back to this zone. GBP just kept on going, so we weren't interested in the trade no more. GBPCHF wanted to buy it too. GBPCHF never pulled back to where we wanted it to pull back, so we never took the trade. ADJPY I've explained the ADJPY. So these pairs are like me trying to break down the new week's pairs, but I'm going to get back to that soon. So now let's venture into the week's pairs for this new week. Namaste. Okay, so guys, welcome back. I had to cut the video. Welcome back, guys. I had to cut the video. It's the first time I'm doing this start putting anything on my head. I guess I can't remember. I'm not sure, but it's the pairs we want to trade for this week. I think the first pair is USD card as usual. Just a continuation of what we were doing last week, looking for how to buy. So I'm waiting for a pullback to this level of support and resistance here. Retest of the EMA to buy. Basically, the weekly is bearish because this is the lower lower high and this is the lower low. So the weekly is bearish. The daily is very bullish. So we're waiting for a pullback to this last level of support. Resistance. If you go to the back, you will also find some resistance, and so on and so forth. So we are very much interested in the buys. Also the 4 hour is bullish, right? 4 hour is bullish, yeah. So we are waiting for a pullback into this level here, into this level to test of the EMA to buy basically. So on to the next pair. The next pair is ADJPY. ADJPY, we are looking to sell. Remember we missed the trade. Remember we missed the sales last week, but we was also breaking our rules. But I also took a loss on it. Like we closed in drawdown as I said before. So sorry. The daily time frame is bearish. No, let's start from the weekly time frame. The weekly time frame is bullish because as I've told you before on one of these videos, I think the last video, I said this was the higher low and this was the higher high. So weekly is bullish. I'm looking for counter trend trades to have the pullback. If you watch my last video, you understand what I'm talking about. So we are looking for a pullback to this nice level of support and resistance here with support. Anytime price was above, at this point it's rejected up here, rejected down, rejected up, rejected up. So it's very nice level of support and resistance. So basically we're waiting for a pullback to enter the continuation to sell. Also, when we have this pullback, we'll have the retest of the EMA, kind of retest of the EMA, retest of, is there any one psychological level? Okay, no one psychological level here. Have a pullback to this point, then we will sell after we see our entry signal. Onto the ADUSD. I'll just run through everything. I'm actually tired. I just took my shower. Okay, ADUSD. I like ADUSD kind of because we've had a very strong bearish engulfing on the daily time frame, and at this nice level of support, resistance under, it's under the level rejected under. So I need a kind of pullback to give me a kind of left head, right shoulder. I'll enter at the right shoulder to continue the sales to the downside. So I'm waiting for a pullback to this point. You go to the back, you'll see some resistance, support, and if we keep going back, you'll see some resistance. I think I remember taking a trade somewhere here that's 2024, yeah. Support. So basically we're looking to sell as we are under the zone. We're looking to sell, right? So that is basically the plan. Because we're very 24-hour time frame, because you know this is the lower high and this is the lower low, right? So we're very bearish as price broke under this, structure. We became bearish on the 4-hour time frame. So we're very bearish. We're waiting for a pullback. If you notice, on the 4-hour time frame, this is even a very clear level of support and resistance. Anytime price came here, it rejected, came here, rejected, came here, rejected. Like very nice level of support and resistance. Even here, came here, rejected. Like it was repetition, right? Repetition. So and here that we broke our rules. I remember breaking my rule here and paying the price for it by taking a loss. I am price rejected here. It didn't, my last trade didn't hold, showing that this level is a very strong level, that we have that pullback under this level, we should have a reaction to sell, right? So that I'll basically update you guys on the Twitter on what I plan to do on the pair. When it's ready, I'll update you guys on when it's ready. NZUSD, I think I'm looking to sell. Yeah, I'm looking to sell just like AUDUSD. On the weekly we are bearish. I think I'll type this up. Okay, yeah, I've typed it up already. Thank God. Weekly is bearish. I typed it up. As you know, this is I would say this is the lower high. Yeah, I say this is lower high and this is the lower low. So I'm looking for an area of interest to sell. Daily time frame, this is the lower high and this is the lower low. So I'm looking for very nice levels to sell within this range. So I picked this zone because this zone is a very nice level of support and resistance level. If you notice, anytime price got here, price had a reaction. This reaction here, reaction, support, support, and if you keep going further and further, you will keep on seeing that the level is very, very well respected, right? So we are looking to sell after price has a pullback into this level in this new week. I actually like if maybe price can have another doji candlestick, very slow doji candlestick, waiting for this EMA to catch up, because if we have that EMA catching, if it catches up, it will be more confluences for us to sell. If you have catch up, have a retest of this EMA, slow down, be slow, maybe break above a little bit, break under retest, and then we will sell. If you also look at it in another angle, you can see this is another kind of left head, potential right shoulder. That's where we want to enter to sell. It just looks kind of like AD USD, but it will just do everything will depend on what price does. You all should know that you can actually trade these things from, you can actually react from everything I do see here. You can just go mark it up on your chart and be watching out. If it does that, if you feel that, or you can also just follow me on Twitter so that you know when I'm actually executing the trade, because I'll be updating you guys there. This past month I haven't been as active, but I'm very, very sorry. I'll try my best to be 100% active for you guys and dropping the signals back to back to back to back. Yeah. So the next pair is KJPY. KJPY. I like KJPY. I took a loss on this pair before, and if you notice on the weekly time frame, we've had some kind of evening star formation here, had a doji, and had a continuation. So I believe that price should have that continuation to the downside. If you go to the daily time frame, you see some kind of left left head somehow is shitty. Do I call this a left head right shoulder? I can, yeah, basically. I think I can call this a left head right shoulder. Coming from here, yeah, you can use it like this, a left head right shoulder. You can use it this way, or you can as well bring this, you can as well bring this down here. You can as well bring it to this point. So still be head and shoulders, I guess. So I like this level. I like this level right now. I guess I like the level because I just need a pullback into this level. It also retest the EMA on the daily time frame. Once we retest the EMA, you know, this level is a very nice level of support, resistance, support, resistance, and so on and so forth. So and the level, okay, there's no psychological level inside this zone, but I think there's a psychological level inside this one, yeah. So I would just wait for a pullback, and a very nice pullback the way I would like it before I'll think of executing this trade. To very much depend on what happens and how price reacts. You know, the JPY is actually looking alike right now, which is nice because you can actually react. You can actually know that all of them are applying to have this sell-off continuation, right? So on the daily time frame, NZD and the next pair we have on our list. If you watch my last video, you understand the basic way we start analyzing this and the JPY. If you watch the last video, make sure you watch the last video so you understand. The daily is bearish. I like the daily so much because we have this very strong level of support and resistance. Like, even if you wake me up from a nap and tell me, bro, this zone, like, the trade has got, the price has gotten here, what will you do at this zone? Like, I would literally sell off from this zone, not instantly, but wait for my confirmations. Look at this resistance, support, resistance. Like, I don't think that price has ever gotten here and did not react. Like, it has had a reaction from me every fucking time, like every fucking time. So we should expect a pullback and then a sell-off from there. The daily time frame is bearish, the 4-hour time frame is also bearish. But 4-hour time frame has to go bullish in order to have this pullback. On that pullback, we also have the retest of the EMA given, and then with our entry signal to know how we're going to sell, basically. But we are still very interested in the pair, very much interested in the pair. Okay, NZD card starting from the weekly time frame. I kind of like NZD card is bullish on the weekly time frame for me. Why? Because I zoomed out like this. If you notice, it's still marked up here. This is the higher high, this is the higher low. It's still bullish on the weekly time frame for me. Overall, it's bullish, right? So I am interested in selling because if you notice the level that SLD card is currently at, we have this resistance, support, resistance. And what I like the most is this level, this struggle here. If you notice, SLD card has been struggling within this range, like within this range, that's been struggling within this range. Let me mark this anytime price got here, it struggled. Like the price got here, it struggled. This weeks, how many weeks? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like 7 weeks of struggling above this level. Immediately, and price got here again. We tested it and had an engulf into the downside. I show you that this level is very, very well respected. Like Jesus, I can put a lot of money on this level. Like when price to get here again, oh my God, I will sell again because the price is showing that it's actually respecting this level very nicely. Another level is respecting is this one, this level here. If you notice, more weeks 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And when price got here again last week, we had a doji candlestick rejecting under the level, showing that yeah, when you have a pullback this new week, if you have this pullback to retest this EMA, have the pullback. If you also go down to the daily time frame even looks very, very juicy because we will see if you look at it this way, you'll see this left head, right shoulder here, and you see that price is actually currently under the left head, right shoulder. For me, this daily time frame is bearish. For me, this is the lower high and this is the lower low. So price is still in this range, so we're looking to sell. We are looking to sell this NZD card. We just need a pullback next week, a pullback this new week we are entering right now. And also we'll have another potential left head, potential right shoulder here. Retest of the EMA, retest of the daily EMA, and then we'll look to sell. Very, very beautiful trade. And the sells I'm trying to hold up to this point. Very, very nice trade. Very nice potential of giving like something, maybe like minimum 1 to 3 hours this trade. Very, very nice trade. Looking so interesting. The 4-hour time frame is still bullish. 4-hour time frame is bullish. This 4-hour time frame is very bullish because I would say this is the lower low, this is the higher low, and price hasn't closed under this zone yet. So price is daily time frame is 4-hour time frame is still bullish. But regardless of that, I'm still interested in selling. I'm still very, very interested in selling. We'll have a pullback into this point. I'll decide on what to do, but I'm still very, very much interested in selling this. Maybe a pullback and a rejection from this point, I would sell. Very basic, but it will very much depend on what happens this new week we are entering. Basically, just like the same trade we took here, this same sell we took, and then I closed at break even. This same sell was like repeating the same thing here. Okay, maybe price wasn't ready to sell off from here, and then we are planning to repeat the same thing here again. So let's see if we will catch this sell. Yes, the JPY. Yes, JPY looks interesting because the weekly time frame is bearish. Yeah, okay, I didn't finish typing it up. Weekly time frame is bearish, as you all can see. If you have watched my videos from the beginning, you know how I mark it up: lower, lower high, and lower low. I'll stop saying this in every video. If you want to understand, start from the beginning of the videos, so you understand that I can't keep repeating this over and over again. Weekly is bearish. Go to the area of interest, had a kind of weak liquidity grab here, and maybe a kind of tricky evening star. I won't really rate the evening star, but what made me interested in this pair is this candlestick here after and also the retest of this EMA, showing that price wants to have a rejection. The pair is at the bottom of my list, not at the really at the bottom, but it's just somewhere there because I'm not really as interested. But it's those kind of pairs that I'm not really interested in, that really have those kind of crazy moves. I'm very interested in selling. Daily time frame is bullish. Let me type it up. Bullish, yeah, right. Then I think the 4-hour is bearish, right? Sorry, bearish, yeah. So the daily is bullish because higher high, higher low. I'm still looking to sell because I like this level very much. I like that it's anytime you go here, bought, go here, bought, got here, sold, bought, sold, and so on and so forth. So you're going out to the 4 hour time frame. 4 hour time frame actually even looks more interesting than the daily time frame. I think it's the 4 hour time frame that is motivating me even more to even want to take the trade cells, right? So we have this left head, right shoulder here. So and price got here and rejected it before. So I was waiting for a pullback to reject again. Right. So it's actually a very simple trade. I like the way it's looking. I promise you, I like the way it's looking. And I believe this pair has a lot of potential, to be honest with you. The 4 hour time frame is bearish, weekly is bearish, daily is bullish, but we can still work with that. AED, we're looking to buy. So we didn't change anything. We haven't changed any zone. The same zones we marked up on the last two videos. It's the same zone we are still on. We have not changed anything. Remember, we were waiting for pullback here to sell on one of the videos. We pulled back, sold, we missed the trade. But now we are waiting for a pullback to the same zone, support and resistance. When it's above, we buy. When it's below, we sell. Basically. So I was now waiting for a pullback to this point again to now retest the EMA, daily EMA. Then we'll be looking for opportunities to buy. Very, very interesting textbook trade. If we also have a pullback to this point, either this first point or the second one, and we also have a round psychological level here. Let me add it. Sorry, round psychological level I think is 27,000. 27,000 round psychological level. So very, very nice level. The last but not the least pair is UOGBP. We're looking to sell because I know last week we were looking to sell and it didn't give us that pullback. So I believe that this week it might have that pullback. But I'm not really interested in the pair. I'm interested in the pair, but I'm not going to be more of monitoring it. I often love if it pulls back to this level more because you have this level of resistance, support, have a pullback, have a rejection, have a pullback again. Then we'll look for ways to sell. That's the only reason the only thing that will happen that can make me to sell. Maybe a pullback also to this point. I also like this level very much too because you have this resistance, support, resistance. So I think that's basically all the pairs. Yeah, that's all. So I think we have, how many pairs do we have this week? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have 10 pairs this week. So don't forget to follow me on Twitter. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's hope for that the week goes as we have planned. We have laid out the plans. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow me on Twitter. I'll be dropping the signals on the daily updates there. Peace out, guys. Peace out.